What's up, y'all? It's Ev here. Teresa's at work. But on our last video, on the update video, I told everyone basically if you had any questions about my ASVAB, sorry. I told everyone basically if you have any questions about my military process and experience, comment down below. And I did get someone who wanted more information about the ASVAB, MEPS, and my entire process of the Air Force. I'm gonna break these down to like 3 different videos because it's very long. I had a very long process. Alright, so it's been a very long process. So in this video, I'm just going to lay down everything from the start when I first walked into the Air Force recruiter office until now. But I won't go into deep details about MEPS. I'll do a different video on that because it's a lot of information about MEPS. And I won't get into too much detail about the ASVAB because I'm going to do another video on the ASVAB too because there's a lot of information. Alright, so I've always wanted to join the Air Force. That was my goal straight out of high school. But at the time, I had these tattoos. I had this one here. Can't really see it. But I had one right here on my wrist. And I had one on my other wrist. And at the time, these 2 tattoos was prohibited. Because obviously you can see it. Like it's not, my sleeve on the uniform wasn't covered. So that's what disqualified me from the Air Force. And then I thought about joining the Navy. And I thought about doing that with buddy, going through the buddy system, and that didn't really work out. But the Air Force is something that I really wanted to do, so my heart wasn't really into joining the Navy. So I think January 10th, around that time, the Air Force had came out with this new policy. So now all of my tattoos are approved, all of them. I went and got more. Like I have a half sleeve here, and I have some of my thighs and other areas. They're all approved. So now I figured, well, it's the perfect time for me to join. And my cousin also contacted me and told me about it, so why not? And I was also in a situation where college was getting too expensive. I'm paying for college pretty much out of pocket. Most of my tuition is out of pocket, out of my pocket, personal pocket. So yeah, the Air Force can definitely help me with that. And another reason why I wanted to join is for career opportunity, a career where I know that I'm going to be able to constantly move up based on my own performance. And now it's even better that I joined because I have college credits now, so that actually is a lot better than going straight in high school, after high school, at least for me. So I called the recruiter and I gave him all my information. He asked me basic questions about, like, qualifying questions about my height, my weight, am I in any legal trouble, or have I ever done any drugs? Obviously, no, to all the questions I qualified for, whatever I answered. So we then set up a meeting. I went into the office. Now this is in January, maybe the beginning of February. Middle of February. That's where this all started, where I first made my first phone call to my recruiter. So he set up a meeting. We came in, talked face to face, and he was like, well, you qualify for all the questions that I asked you, but we need to make sure that you're able to pass the ASVAB. So I have to go in and take a practice test. It was on the computer, by the way. Didn't take a written paper test. Took it on the computer. And I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't prepared. I thought we was just going to talk and get more information. But I'm 25 years old. I haven't been to high school, in like over a decade. Almost a decade. Not over a decade. Almost a decade. That's been the last time I was in high school. So the ASVAB, I wasn't really prepared for it. So I went and I took the pre-test, and I was like, I think 5 points off of what I needed to score. Again, I will get into more details about the ASVAB, give all the information on what you need to score, all that. What did I score, and what jobs I landed, stuff like that. I'll get into another video. But just know, my practice test, I did really bad. Almost really bad. Like, I was a couple points off. So, we couldn't go anywhere from there. Because basically, like, I can't send you out to MEPS because you won't be able to pass the test. If you can't pass the practice test, then you can't pass the other test. But I heard a lot of times that the practice test is actually harder than the real test because you have it's less room for improvement. It's not a lot of questions like it is on the real test, so the points is limited. So I went home. At the time, I was in college. I was still finishing up my fall semester, my spring semester in college. So I didn't really have time to practice as much as I like to, but I did get a book from a friend, and I studied that, and then I also downloaded. I'll get into more details about where you can look into help for ASVAB, but just know that I studied for it, and I went back in, called my recruiter like, hey, I think I'm ready. So this is 3 weeks after, because I'm still studying for midterms and everything for college. So I'm studying both. I'm kind of juggling at this point. So I went back in. I'm like, hey, I think I'm ready for the ASVAB. And he's like, all right, go take the pre-test. So I went, took the pre-test, passed it. He's like, oh, well, your score is very well. You passed the pre-test. You would definitely get more points on the real test. So we're ready to take it to the next step. Now, the next step was my credit report, credit check. So they did a credit, first it was the background check, sorry. The background check I passed, and the credit check, I had something on my credit report that I had no idea about, which is basically a medical bill that I had maybe from 2013. I don't even remember what hospital I went to, or I don't even know where the medical bill came from. I didn't even know it existed, but it was on my credit report, so I had to get that taken care of. And if you have bad credit, try to clean it up before you go into your recruiter's office. Just try to clean it up. Even if it's like a lot of money, you don't have to pay it all. You just have to put down a down payment and then agree to make a certain amount of payments every month. It could be like $20 a month. Just make sure that you're showing them that you can manage your money, because they don't want to bring anybody in who can't manage their money. So I guess that's the whole point of the credit check. I'm not sure about the other branches. This video is specifically about the Air Force. I don't know about the other branches. I'm not sure if all branches do it, but the Air Force does. So be prepared for that. And I'm 25, so I had a lot of things that I needed to pay for. So I went and I made a down payment on my medical bill, and I signed up for monthly payments. And then he's like, okay, well, now you have to get a waiver for this. So I had to wait for it to be sent up to his commander, and the commander, I also had to write a letter to the commander saying, well, I have these things on my credit report because X, Y, and Z. It won't happen again, and why it happened. Yeah, all that information I had to give to him. So I just wrote it in a letter, sent it out. He approved it. The commander, my recruiter's commander, his boss, sorry, he called him right before they was going to send me out to MEPS because everything was approved. I had a waiver which was approved, and so he called me and was kind of motivating me to go to MEPS, and they gave me a prep talk, probably the same thing, but they talked to me about what to expect when I go up to MEPS, and it was pretty intense. It was very intense. I will get into more information about MEPS also, because MEPS, you have to be prepared before you go to MEPS. You have to. So I went out to MEPS. I passed the test, so then I stayed the night at the hotel for the physical test. I passed the ASVAB, and then once you pass the ASVAB, you go to the hotel. If you don't, you go home. So I passed the ASVAB, went to the hotel. Next day was the physical test, and boom, the next wall I hit. This is like constantly, I was hitting a wall, like constantly. So that was February when I took the pre-test, And then it was maybe April when I took another pretest and I passed. And then after April, maybe 2 weeks in that's when I had to figure everything out with my credit report. I didn't get out to MEPS until June, I think, June 10th or the 12th. I think it was the 12th. So, since all the way up to February to June, that's how long it took me. I mean, most people, it'll probably only take them going to recruiter's office, take the pretest, and they go out to MEPS the next month or week. You know, with me, I kept hitting walls throughout the way, so it was a little challenge, and it took months. And besides that, I was also in college, so I had to put my college, I had to put that first. So I was mostly focused on that, and I was doing the Air Force thing on the side. And I also want to ship out as soon as possible. So now it's June, I went to MEPS, and then I hit a wall. That was June 12th. And that was basically my cavities. And I went and I called my recruiter, like, hey, they kicked me out of MEPS. They temporarily disqualified me and told me, you know, I need to get my teeth checked. Go get a letter from my dentist stating that I can serve my country with cavities. So me and my recruiter just decided to send up my dental records, which is more like official. They can see everything. So we sent it up to MEPS so it could get examined, and they kind of re-advised everything. And then at that point, it don't go to the doctor that sent me back. It goes above her. So since it goes above her, I think that took about a 3-week process of waiting. So now that was in July. So now, that was in June. So now it's like August. And that's when I got the call stating that MEPS was like, yeah, you're in the clear, you can come back. Which, yeah, I can serve my country with cavities. Yes. So, after that, I went back up to MEPS. When you get kicked out of MEPS and you need to get, if you get temporary disqualified, you have to come back up to MEPS and get re-examined for what they just sent you home for. So I had to go get re-examined, and the doctor was like, yeah, well, I just thought that your teeth wasn't in the best shape, but they said by the books, you are qualified. Your teeth isn't that bad. Okay? So that's when I took the next step, which was to swear in to the delayed entry program, which I'm in now. So that was 2 weeks ago. So that was maybe July. No, actually that was like July 11th, because the last time I went was June 12th. It took three weeks for the temporary the waiver for my dental. It took about 3 weeks for all that. So that was July 12th when I got to swear in around that time. And so I am officially in the DUT program from February, and it's now today, August 1st. So it took me about 5 months for that entire process. So if you're trying to join the Air Force, just be prepared for everything that I said in this video. Just be prepared. Your credit check, your health, your dental, which that was kind of new. I wasn't expecting that one. We were so busy worried about this scar on my face going to MEPS. And that was an issue too, but it didn't get me disqualified. I will again get into my entire MEPS experience. Man, that was one experience. But I'll get into a video about that. I think that covers everything. If you have any questions, comment below. Just comment below. Like, I will answer your question. If I know, if I don't know, ask somebody else, or a recruiter. Ask your recruiter. But from like personal experiences and stuff, you can ask me questions and I'll try to answer them, because there's a lot of things that I did not know, obviously, that I wish that I knew before I would try to join. I mean, it would have made this process a lot smoother. I was stressed out the entire time. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. Finally sworn into that. So I'm just waiting around now. And I will keep a video updated if you guys would like. Comment below. Okay, peace.